This is Super Yacht News with E. Sisman. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're following a boat fire in Miami that happened on Saturday night. A 95-foot or 28-meter luxury yacht burst into flames over the weekend. It was in Northwest S River Drive in Miami. I'm not sure what the S stands for. But the yacht, which was described as massive by the New York Post at 28 meters, it was rented by a legendary hip-hop producer and recording artist, Metro Boomin. Never heard of him. Anyway, the vessel caught fire shortly after arriving at this Miami strip club, Booby Trap, the name of the strip club. That's clever. Anyway, the fire started around 3 to 30 minutes after the vessel arrived. The workers who were working in the club saw the fire and they raced out to evacuate the 10 people who were on board, including this chap, Metro Boomin, and also 5 crew members, apparently. Now, according to the director of security at the strip club, he said the boat pulled up and there were maybe 30 minutes at the dock when we noticed what sounded like the fire alarms going off. He said, when we looked at the boat, we could see some smoke inside and we made the determination to evacuate the boat immediately. You can see in this video footage here, which was from a local news outlet, you can see that the fire seems to have been extinguished at this point. You can see it smoldering there, but the fire department continued to put water on it, obviously to make sure it was definitely out. And the vessel later sank, most likely because of the amount of water that was put into that boat. But, you know, you have to put out the fire. So anyway, the vessel is a 2023 boat, so it's really quite new. And it was, we believe the vessel was called Monopoly, and she's a 95 Princess X95 model. Obviously it's a complete loss. We found the vessel for charter on this website here, Barton Yacht's website. Actually, somebody sent it to us, so if that was you, then thank you very much for that. So anyway, the good thing about it is there was nobody injured, but that boat is completely gone. All right, so moving on, staying in the US. So this happened over the weekend also.
Смотри, закрывается мост и едет корабль. Смотри, сейчас он врежется. Смотри! Блин! Обалдеть! Я представляю, как они испугались. Не смешно.
As you saw, the catamaran crashed into the Hillsborough Inlet Bridge as it was starting to close. This is in Dade County, I believe. According to a commenter on the Instagram account that posted the footage, he said people often race. He says he sails through there all the time, and he said people often race to sail through an open bridge without getting their own permission. You know, trying to beat the bridge as it's open for somebody else, and then it starts to close. He thinks that might be what happened. We have no idea if that's actually what happened, but that's what he's saying in his comment. All right, we'll move on to our next story. This is about a yacht called Triple M or MMM. Grounds in Simpson Bay in St. Martin. There's a 49-meter or 160-foot yacht. This was also over the weekend. The yacht grounded on a sandbank in the Simpson Bay Lagoon. We've got this excellent footage that was sent in to us by a chap from ASC Photography, I believe his name is. He's on Instagram, so check him out on Instagram if you use that app. And as you can see in this footage here, there's a number of boats trying to free this stricken yacht. It went onto a sandbank, so it was just a flat bottom of the boat on that sandbank. They were trying to get the boat off there. They put a small boat on the stern with a line on the stern and tried to just pull the vessel off, which didn't work. Eventually, they used 2 boats towards the stern of the starboard side of the vessel, and plus the vessel on the stern with that line there pulling. And then eventually you can see they put another boat on the bow there, and eventually were able to manage to get that boat off that sandbank. And she was successfully refloated. And they waited for high tide as well, obviously. And the vessel is now docked in Simpson Bay. All right, we'll move on to our next story. This is an update on Motor Yacht Amadea. You all know the story by now. This yacht was seized in Fiji. We covered it from start to finish, the whole thing, and it was sailed back to the US on a US flag and has been in San Diego pretty much ever since. Well, there's a court case tomorrow on that yacht, and the case is an evidentiary hearing on a motion to strike the case by lawyers representing the Russian businessman who claims to be the owner. The lawyers representing Edward Kutenatov say that he commissioned the build originally and has remained the ultimate beneficial owner of the vessel at all times. They also say that Amadea was never sold to anybody, including Suleiman Karimov or any of his relatives. And they also claim that not a single witness has testified to knowing or believing that Suleiman Karimov ever purchased Amadea. However, the US government maintains that the vessel was sold to Karimov through a third party. According to court papers, that third party was the CEO of the sanctioned and now dissolved Imperial Yachts, Yevgeny Kochman. And this is from the court papers filed by the US government in this case. It says at all times relevant to the complaint, Yevgeny Kochman was the president of Imperial Yachts. As part of his duties brokering the sale of luxury yachts, Kochman, through Imperial Yachts, would at times set up shell companies through which Kochman would nominally purchase a luxury yacht on behalf of a buyer who wished to shield his identity or involvement in the yacht purchase. Now, Karimov's done this before. This is not the first time that he's done this. He did it with properties in the UK and another super yacht, Motor Yacht Ice. The properties in the UK is based on an article by the BBC, by the way, and they used Panama Papers also to prove that this was the case. According to the article in 2022, he used a Swiss accountant, Alexander Studhalter, as the owner of those properties and also that motor yacht. We've seen emails from Alexander Studhalter to that very vessel saying that he was the owner. He was claiming to be the owner at the time when it was in fact owned by Suleiman Karimov. Now, Karimov's lawyers have since said that he was the owner of that vessel. Now, we spoke to people who were connected with Amadea between 2020 and 22, and they told us that the yacht had, in, I believe, 2021, been sold, hence why the yacht had moved from Montenegro, where the yacht had been laid up for years. The vessel was put on the market for sale almost immediately after being delivered in 2017. I think it was 2017. And the vessel suddenly started to move around in 2021, like it was being used all of a sudden. And according to the people who were close to that vessel, they said it was because the vessel had been sold. Anyway, we'll bring you more on that when we have it. And we got one last thing about Motor Yacht A. We mentioned in a recent episode in December, in fact, that the yacht had finally left Dubai after 2 years, over 2 years in that area. The vessel belongs to the sanctioned Russian Andrei Melnichenko, and it's been laid up there since leaving the Maldives after going dark in the Maldives and sailing up to first Ras Al Khaimah and then later Dubai. It's had at least 1 yard period there since then as well. Now, we reported that the vessel left there with the AIS switched on, which we believe they have to sail through that area, and they went down to Oman, and then the switched off the AIS, and they haven't been seen since. That was the 22nd of December. Theoretically, the vessel could still be there at anchor, but it's unlikely because it's not a sheltered area for a vessel to stay long periods. So if you've any sightings of Motor Yacht A, this is the one that looks like a submarine. That's what people most often say. If you've had any sightings on it, please be sure to get in touch. All right, guys, I'll leave it there. Be sure to check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/sisman. You'll find all kinds of videos on there, patron chat videos, Atlantic vlog series, behind the scenes stuff, and lots of extra videos that never make it to YouTube. Patreon.com/sisman. Also, if you've got any information for us you want to send in, you can get us in the email address in the ticket. You can get us on the About page of the YouTube channel, and get us on Instagram, on Facebook Messenger, and on Twitter, or X as it's now called. Be sure to like this video, very important for the algorithm. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for future notifications. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye-bye.